Greetings and welcome to Hexed and Countered. I'm Joe. In this video, we will be doing a first look at the game Flying Fortresses B-17 missions over Europe from Worthington. This is fresh off the Kickstarter presses, you might say. Just arrived today. And yeah, I'm probably amongst the first to actually get my hands on this particular game. So I thought I might as well do a first look video ASAP. Now, obviously, it's about B-17s in Europe. It says so right there. This is actually one of my favorite game types, the bomber campaign in Western Europe. This one is not just solitaire, although you can play it solitaire. So you've got, well, I'll just read this for you. It says, Flying Fortresses B-17 missions over Europe places you in command of an American B-17 Flying Fortress bomber during World War II in Europe. You can command from 1 to 3 planes in formation by yourself or with 2 or 3 players. In other words, co-op. Your crews face bad weather, chance, circumstances, and Axis air defenses. When entering a new air zone, Axis fighter planes fly towards your B-17s to engage in dogfights to stop your bombing missions. The Axis forces are an autonomous artificial intelligence, or AI, bot player. The object of the game is to earn the victory points of the mission goal. Your B-17 missions will take you to various locations in Europe during the war, from the skies of France to the heart of Germany. The deck is stacked against you, but with careful planning, good flying and fighting, and taking care of your crew and plane, success and survival can be achieved. Good luck. Okay, the cover painting Fortresses Engaged by Keith Ferris. There was actually a thing on the Kickstarter page, I think, about Keith Ferris, who had a long, or has had a long career doing aviation art in connection to the Air Force, U.S. Air Force. So that is another look at the picture. Now let's take a look at what's inside the box. That came off nice and easy. Not always the case. All right, here is our rule book. In classic Worthington style, this is not a big, lengthy, complicated rule book. It clocks in at 12 pages. So we'll take a quick spin through here. I won't go into too much detail. Okay, about the painting, right? So this goes into the Keith Ferris painting from the cover of the box. And we get a brief intro here. Our game board looks like that. You've got air zones, which are the boxes, the white line boxes here. Movement squares are the smaller black bordered boxes within the white boxes. Danger area, denoted by the red and yellow dashed line. All zones east of this line are considered in the danger zone. Fixed AA is on the map with AA symbols. These will always fire on any B-17 in the movement square and hit on die rolls of 4 to 6 or more. No fly zone, B-17s cannot enter. German fighters can. Okay. All right, then you get a look at the layout here. You've got your counters laid out, some markers, etc., and kind of your dashboard here and the kind of overhead view of your bomber. So you lay this out. So we've got our airplane mat, as I just mentioned. Then inside here you can see the top gunner position as well as engine number 3. Crew positions are labeled with white boxes like that. For the hit values and fort sections are noted by red text and orange boxes. So right there. On the B-17 map, the ball, turret, and forward crew, pilot, co-pilot, navigator, and bombardier, are noted in callouts, like in here and here, which is over here, obviously, here and here. Better picture, I guess. Right, so you can see where all your crew are, despite just having one kind of overhead view of the bomber itself. Then you got the cockpit map, which shows fuel status, bombing run choices, and all the charts needed to play the game. When on a bombing run, your altimeter, bombing run altitude, and bombing run result tables are all used in conjunction with one another. We won't get into the mechanics too much. I am going to do some gameplay on this fairly soon. Game units, you got your B-17, the fort, and you've got your German fighters. You've got some ME-190s, oh, sorry, HE-190s, the Heinkels, Focke-Wulfs. Oh, that is an ME. I think that's a misprint. There was no ME-190. They're talking about the ME-109, of course. That's what threw me off. I promise, ME-262. You could see the 109 here, right? That's the famous one. Then you got your German anti-aircraft, or the most common, I guess I should say. All three of these particular aircraft are pretty famous from World War II. Various counters, more counters. Starting a mission, so then we walk through the mission sequence here. How it works, you can see this particular mission is to bomb Hamburg. And you've got a single plane sequence of play, so it goes through all of that. Movement squares, weather hazards, any aircraft firing on your plane, etc. German fighter movements, and how Germans attack, how you mark damage, how you do your bombing run. In the event of a crash, returning home, mission end, recording your results. Okay. Optional role-placed gameplay. Your flight crew and defensive gunners each earn experience points for every mission they survive, even in the event of a crash. Track your missions and name your crew in the mission logbook and earn XP as you go. Crew as a whole gains the experience, so in the event that a single member becomes out of action, earned XP is not removed. However, any unspent XP will be lost in the event of a plane crash. Okay. And then you've got a few other things going through sequence of play if you're playing multiplane, some lucky charms here, optional rules for all gameplay. Then rules and concepts to remember. That's always useful to have something like this, right? Because you can look at it and it's in one spot. And then about the artist, Keith Ferris, the Dean of Aviation Art. Like I said, he's, as far as I know, he's still around, even though he was born in 1929, so he's getting up there. But he has been doing Air Force art since 1947. So that's a really long, illustrious career. So that is the rule book and a little bit about the artist for the cover. Then we get our mission book. You can see we got 3 per page. First 2 pages are in France, it looks like. Then we get Germany. And we have we have a Norway mission. We have Italy, Austria, more Germany, Czechoslovakia. One last one in France over here. Dresden. So you get 24 different, missions, ranging across kind of the width and breadth of the western area of the war. Here's our log sheet. Get a decent number. Of course, you can photocopy them. That's kind of cool. I'll get a look at that. Looks like you can put three missions per sheet, and you have things for all of your crew. So you write their names in here and everything, and then XPs they get from that flight. It's kind of cool. Here is the cockpit map. Now, heavy cardstock. It's got a texture to it. Doesn't really show up much on camera. You can kind of see it a little bit, I guess, but it does have a nice texture to it. It's pretty thick. It does have a back print on it. But you can see here you've got your fighter attack tables, fort defense results, your flak table, bombing run results, and your bombing run altitude. Nice look at the dash there for the B-17. Pretty cool. We have multiples of these because, again, you can play with up to 3 people, so you have 3 cockpit displays. I'm assuming the same will be true. Yes, we have a board. Now, this is a board, not a card, but it does have the same back on it. And again, you've got your various engines here, your top gunner who's sitting on top right here. And you have more engines, right? Down here, you can see we've got the right waist gunner and the left waist gunner. Your radio officer is here, under there. Then you've got your flight crew, pilot and co-pilot, and below them, and further front, you've got your navigator and cheek gunner, as well as the bombardier / nose gunner. And then you got your ball turret and your tail gunner, and of course the rudder, and your port and starboard tail that can get knocked off, etc., etc. As well as the wings, not just the engines, but the wings are also things that can be damaged or knocked out. Then we've got 3 flying fortresses for your flying pleasure. And then we got some counters. So take a look up here. Whoops, upside down. They pop out super easy, as I just discovered. Trying not to squeeze the Charmin too much here because things are popping out all over the place. So here, of course, is Fortress 1. It's two-sided. Both sides are identical. Then you got a lot of markers. You've got a pin-up here, I guess. Probably serves as one of the lucky charms, I'm guessing, because you've got playing cards, 3 of each, right? So each plane, in theory, could have one. So you got your pin-up girl, your ace of spades, and your 4-leaf clover, air hazards, which includes frostbite. So each one of these, I'm guessing, is something different. Yeah, so you can see frostbite, hydraulic failure, flame out, midair, no effect. So that's a good one. I'm assuming you draw these out of a cup. Midair collision, yeah, those are the same. So fuel boost, reloads, and I guess named planes. Topper, Sweet 17, a bit Olays, Hell's Angels, Shady Lady, Fuddy Duddy, 909, Piccadilly Lily, Memphis Belle. There's a famous one. All right, so that is counter sheet 1, minus the 2 that are in my hand because they fell out. Now we get some more. We've got some AA markers here. Fighters present markers. Flip those over, you get the type of fighter, I guess. Those are all ME-262s. The other ones will be on this 3rd sheet here. So you got plenty of markers here again. There's your mission target. You got bad weather markers, which are backed by no effect, lose 1 fuel, lose 2 fuel, hit markers, miss markers. And another counter sheet with more of those. And you got your fighter present. And of course, these will be the other types. They are printed correctly, which is not, unfortunately, not the case with the rulebook. Got a little swapped numerical values there. But you see your ME-109s are here. I don't see the Focke-Wulf. And I just punched one out. And then here we have the main board. Let me zoom out. Okay, here is our main board in all its glory. You can see the box they give you, which is a real nice touch that Worthington, I think, always does. I don't recall any games I've gotten from them that did not have this in it. A counter tray with the 2 dice in it, a green and a black. Obviously reflective of the colors of the combatants, I guess you could say. So up here you've got A, B, C, and D across the top, and then 1 through 5 along the side there to denote what white box you are in. Right, so B2, for example, would be here over England. There's London. And you can see the smaller boxes for the various areas. Here's that dotted, the dashed and dotted line that runs along this way. That kind of denotes your safe zone. This side is safe. This side is obviously pretty much the heart of the German occupied area, as well as Germany itself. We've got Norway up here. There's Bergen and Oslo. Of course, Kiel and Copenhagen. I don't know that you bombed Copenhagen, but it's on the map. Peenemünde, of course, the rocket base. Hamburg, Bremen, etc. Right, there's Berlin. And of course, Schweinfurt down here, Prague, Munich, Vienna. Paris, etc. Right? So you got all, and you can see you're on map, any air. These are hard coded. If they're on there, that means there's AA there. So you've got fighter movement kind of down here that shows you how the fighters move. No fly zone, right? This is, of course, Switzerland. That's why. Air squares, air zones, and danger area. So that is our look here at the game. Flying Fortresses over Europe. As always, I want to thank you for watching. I also want to give a quick shout out to my channel members. I appreciate their support. As always, they get their shout out in every video. If you want more information, click the join button. Does not sign you up, but will give you more information on how that particular thing works. But otherwise, again, thanks for watching. Thank you to my subscribers. While you're here, if you have any questions or comments, please post them in the comment section. Also, it'd be great if you'd consider liking the video or sharing it or hyping it, and even perhaps making that mad leap into becoming a subscriber. It's not really a mad leap, but it does help the channel grow, and it is a way that you can be notified when new videos appear here on the Hexed And Countered channel. But even if you don't do any of that stuff, hopefully you'll come back and check out another video in the future. I'm signing off now. This is Joe, Hexed And Countered channel. Until next time, happy gaming.